If you understand this position, your endgame skills will increase significantly. Let's see why. Here we can see that black is preventing white from promoting this pawn on a7. White would like to move the rook away, but anytime they do, the pawn is lost. So they can try to defend it with their king, with bringing their king to b6. But the second this happens, black has to be able to give checks. For example, rook to b1. And the reason why the king wanted to stay on these two squares is because, for example, here, if it's white to move, now there's rook to h8. It's using a tactic where rook takes a7, now there's rook to h7 with check, and there's no time for king to g7 attacking the rook because now white can promote, defending the rook, and also after rook takes a8 and rook takes a8, they're winning the game. The same is true if they move up the board. For example, if white decided to push this pawn all the way to g6, this is still a draw as long as they don't take the pawn. If they do, now rook g8 comes with check, there's no time for rook takes a7, and after king f7, white can now promote and win the game once again. And when we look at this position, we can see it's very similar now. This rook is in front of the pawn, this rook is preventing our rook from moving away without losing the pawn, so we need to find a way to open up this 7th rank. And we can actually do that here with the beautiful move f6 with check. If king to d7, now there's rook to f8. If they take, now rook takes on f7, you're winning the rook. So there's no time for that. Instead, you have to take it. So what do we do here? Well, we continue opening this 7th rank with e6. There's no way to prevent taking on f7. For example, rook a1, we can take on f7 and are threatening to promote. So they could try taking it here, but now rook h8, once again, we are promoting the pawn or winning the rook and winning the game.